Tonight, a News 8 exclusive, an East Hartford mother speaking out and calling for accountability.
Shanika Carroll says her 6-year-old autistic son was illegally restrained multiple times by staff at Woodland School in East Hartford. The alleged incidents caught on school cameras.
News 8's Catherine Hauser is now here with that exclusive story. Catherine.
Darren, and the videos are really tough to watch. Shanika Carroll says in late 2023, early 2024, her then 6-year-old son, Jarrell, who is now 7, was repeatedly restrained by school staff. She is now taking legal action against the town, the Board of Education, and several current and former school staff members.
If you want to go up, you use this thing.
Jarrell is a curious 7-year-old enjoying a sunny day at the park with his devoted mom, Shanika Carroll.
He says it's a beautiful day outside and he's ready.
When Jarrell was younger, she noticed he had certain sensitivities.
Transitions, loud noises. It was more and more things that I started thinking on my head, like something else could be, going on.
In kindergarten, he was diagnosed with autism and ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
That was very hard, in a sense, for me to just, yes, I'm happy we have something, but now what do I need to learn?
In the fall of 2023, Shanika enrolled Jarrell, then 6, at Woodland School in East Hartford, a public school with specialized programs for students with autism.
This is maybe a good fit for him. I said, I gotta give it a try.
Right before Christmas break, Shanika thought things at school were going well, but Jarrell seemed off.
He just blurted out, just like, they keep putting me in this MC room. And I said, what's an MC room?
Shanika says former Woodland School principal Leisha McKnight told her the Mindfulness Center, or MC room, was a place where kids can blow off steam.
He said, every time I keep getting put into this MC room, they keep saying, if you don't stop, I'm gonna restrain you.
Shanika immediately contacted the school and prompted an investigation. Days later, she received an unforgettable phone call.
They were just very apologetic. And I said, I'm not sure what you're apologizing for. They said, we have videos. And I said, videos of what?
The school began its own internal investigation, notifying the Department of Children and Families. The police report says on 4 different days in December of 23 and early January 24, several school staff members went, quote, hands-on with Jarrell, evident in these videos. On multiple occasions, you see the 6-year-old being picked up, even dragged by the arms, brought to that padded MC room. You also see Jarrell being pushed.
It's very hard to see. And I'm just like, but why did this happen? My son was doing nothing wrong.
Several times you see Jarrell put in a corner, pinned against the wall by a male staff member, with his arms held up several minutes at a time, staff then switching on and off. The DCF report says on December 20th, Jarrell was rolled up in a mat when an identified staff member dumped him on the floor.
He took the other end of the mat and flipped my son and dropped him on his head. And that was very hard to see. Nothing should have prompted any of that to happen.
Restraint and seclusion is a controversial practice in special education, only legal in Connecticut in emergency situations. Mike Pedavillano is Shanika's attorney.
Connecticut law prohibits restraints of children within the school system, except for very limited circumstances where the child is in imminent danger to either himself or other individuals.
He says the restraint technique used on Jarrell was an invented maneuver, not part of the Woodland School policy or its physical management training, known as PMT.
I saw nothing to indicate he was in imminent danger to himself or anyone else.
State law also requires schools to notify parents within 24 hours of a student placed in a physical restraint or seclusion. Shanika tells us she was never notified.
You had no idea?
No. No idea that this was all happening. None.
The 51-page DCF investigation into these incidents substantiated allegations of emotional and physical neglect by 6 staff members against Jarrell.
And that, to me, said volumes.
Shanika is now suing the town of East Hartford, the Board of Education, the former principal, and 7 staff members, saying Jarrell suffered physical, mental, and emotional injuries as a result of the offending employees.
If I know this is happening to my son, this could be happening to other families and other kids as well.
As a result, 1 named staff member was terminated from the school. 2 others resigned during the course of the DCF investigation. Some were demoted, moved to different locations, or placed on administrative leave. Shanika sought criminal charges. The East Hartford Police Department told her the warrants were rejected by a judge.
Did you think that your case was being taken seriously?
Not at all.
East Hartford's mayor's office says they can't comment on pending litigation. The law office representing staff members also said they can't comment on the lawsuit, but we did receive a statement from the East Hartford School Superintendent, Thomas Anderson, that reads, "At East Hartford Public Schools, we take the safety and well-being of our students very seriously. We take every opportunity to cultivate a supportive and secure learning environment for all students and staff. As this situation is in litigation, we will not provide any further comments."
Is it your favorite part again?
Jarrell is now in a new school,
You got this.
doing better as Shanika continues her legal fight.
Try again.
She hopes her story resonates with other parents to listen and speak up.
As stressful as this process has been, it has put me into the fuel into my fire to say I need to keep going. That's because guess what? These are my babies.
You. High five.
And I am their first advocate.
Got it.
I did reach out to the East Hartford Police Department for their response to this story. They won't comment further on the case, but Officer Mark Caruso says they did their job, submitting the applications for the arrest warrants, and Hartford Superior Court didn't sign them. I want to take a moment just to thank Shanika for sharing her story with us. This is not an easy topic to talk about.
Where does this stand legally now?
Yeah, so the lawsuit is in really its preliminary phase, I should say, and Shanika really wants to drive home, and you saw in the piece there that she doesn't want this to happen to any other families, that it was her son who disclosed what was going on, and she wants to really empower people to listen, and if you think something's off, ask questions, prompt an investigation.
And you will be watching.
We will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Catherine, thank you. All right, still ahead.